What's good, people? RXL, big time fragrance influencer, and I'm back with another video. Now, listen to all my subscribers and my fans. When you guys see me in public, you gotta treat me, you just gotta remember, this is all new to me. Through all the trials and tribulations, I have persevered to become one of the most popular fragrance influencers of all time. So when you see me out in public, please just treat me like a regular person. I am a regular person. I put my $2,000 pair of pants on one leg at a time. And please stop flooding my inbox with questions of whether or not I am the mysterious third Z creator, okay? I can neither confirm nor deny that until the proper date. But with that out of the way, I have a fragrance, and this community is just all screwed up when it comes to this fragrance. Some people think like it just released a few days ago or a week ago. This fragrance has been out for months. It may not have been at your Macy's for months, but it's been out for months and I've been ignoring it. It wasn't until a few weeks ago that I went to Macy's, and on the way out I said, oh, don't forget to spray that new Prada. And I sprayed it on a piece of paper, and the guy, he gives me this line about, oh, it's specially created where the bottom notes are at the top and the top notes are at the bottom, which is, of course, a bunch of nonsense. And he tells me about this bourbon that's in here. There's no bourbon or booze or anything like that in this fragrance. So I smell it on the card, and it just smells like every other mall fragrance I've ever smelled. Amber woods and sweetness. And I just walked out. And on the way home, by the time I get home, that card, the transition on the card on the paper really changed quite a bit. Changed enough to where I had some Macy's points, and I went and ordered this 10 ml of Prada Paradigm. Now, unlike some other content creators who will, pull out a decant, a 2 ml decant, and attempt a review at it, this is actually a 10 ml. And like I always say about the pathetic decant reviewers, I'm not a big fan of reviewing a product if you don't have the actual product. I think that should be like kind of the main thing of a review, of actually having the product. Well, I do. This is an actual product of Prada. It's Prada's 10 ml of Prada Paradigm. And I don't just say this to kind of crap on the decant reviewers. They do a good enough job of crapping on themselves. But just to show you that instead of pulling out a 10 ml with a tiny air bubble in it, this is about how much I've used. I don't know if you could see that with the green screen back there. Yeah, so I have been enjoying this fragrance quite a bit, and definitely a lot more than I thought I would from that initial smelling of that paper. And the proof's in the pudding. I don't just tell you guys that, something's great off of a 10 ml and then move on to the next video. No, I actually went out and bought the bottle of Prada Paradigm. This is what the refillable bottle looks like, and it is, of course, my scent of the day. And this was a video that I really didn't plan on making, but I seen just so many reviewers kind of write this off, and I don't really blame them because I kind of wrote it off too when I smelled it. I have the notes right here in front of me, and the reason for that is because when this sales associate was giving me his little sales spiel, I don't think this was created in this way. I think it just shook out however it shook out, and then marketing came along and said, oh, we can sell it as this. Because when he said, oh, the bottom notes are at the top and the top notes are at the base, it's pretty much nonsense, of course, but the way the fragrance develops, no, it actually kind of fits, because in the opening, and if you've ever smelled it or when you do smell it, you're going to get blasted in the face with a bunch of amber woods. You're going to get absolutely pelted with amber woods and benzoin. You're then going to smell kind of this watery, juicy, kind of sweet floral, and that's from two geraniums, bourbon geranium and rose geranium. You've smelled these designers before, this watery geranium note. It's in a lot of stuff these days. Then when that finally settles, you get this kind of familiar masculine cologne smell, and that is the Calabrian bergamot and the musk. So the guy was kind of right, even though they probably didn't intentionally make the fragrance this way, but he was kind of right and then the notes are backwards. And then you do circle all the way back around to the base, which is at the top. And you do get some Peru balsam. You do get this tinge of like this herbal kind of green. So yeah, looking at these notes, bergamot, geranium, benzoin, guaiac wood. I don't know about guaiac wood. It's an amber wood that there is a sort of dryness, sort of a darkness to this amber wood. But you're getting designer notes. You're getting mall fragrance notes. If you go into a Macy's this holiday season and you walk in, you're going to smell those amber woods and that sweetness, that mall scent. And that's what this fragrance is. This fragrance isn't really a lot different than one of the Calvin Klein Defy flankers. That also smells like walking into the mall, but this is just done a lot better in the way that the bottom is at the top and the top is at the bottom. And also the benzoin's really nice, and it adds kind of like this cashmere effect, this cashmerean effect on the fragrance. So it's a basic, you know what, mall fragrance, but it's done very well. It's done very well, and it smells very good. If I was reviewing this fragrance and I'm giving you the pros and I'm giving you the cons and the negatives and the positives and all that, it's still hard to kind of knock it because it smells really good. You're really not going to find something that smells this good at a rack store. Even though this is probably the least kind of unique, artistic, innovative fragrance I've ever smelled from Prada, it's not the worst. It's okay in projection and it does last a while. You're going to get at least like 8 hours out of this. I think that's good. Some people may be disappointed because it's such a rich, sweet fragrance that people are probably thinking it's going to last like 12 hours. But it's really good. I would usually tell you to go smell this at the mall, but I don't think smelling it for a few minutes is really going to do it justice. So try to get your hands on a sample. Maybe they'll let you spray it on yourself and you can go, walk and go grab some lunch and give it a little time to develop on your skin. But Prada Paradigm is going to get a very solid 8 out of 10 from me. It's a designer fragrance doing what designers do. It's doing it pretty damn well, if you ask me. That's all I got to say about Prada Paradigm. Thank you guys for watching.